They thought he was just a spineless manager. They mocked him. But when a death squad seized the hotel, they realized they weren't locked in with a victim. They were locked in with a retired assassin. The story begins in the glittering lobby of the Zenith, the most technologically advanced hotel in downtown Chicago. It is a Saturday night, the evening of the Sapphire Gala, and the entire city's elite are gathering on the top floor. We are introduced to Arthur, the night manager. He is a man who seems to shrink inside his own suit. He wears thick glasses, constantly checks his clipboard, and has a nervous tic where he fixes his tie every 30 seconds. We see him dealing with Mr. Sterling, a hedge fund billionaire and the hotel's most difficult VIP. Sterling is screaming in Arthur's face because his champagne is supposedly 2 degrees too warm. The lobby is crowded, and everyone is watching. Sterling pokes Arthur in the chest, calling him a glorified bellboy and a waste of payroll. Most men would snap. Most men would at least defend themselves. But Arthur just smiles that practiced, plastic smile. He apologizes profusely, bowing his head slightly, accepting the abuse with absolute submission. "I will correct this immediately, sir. My deepest apologies for the inconvenience," Arthur stammers, his voice cracking slightly. The security guards roll their eyes. The receptionists look away in second-hand embarrassment. To them, Arthur is pathetic. He is the ultimate doormat. But the camera lingers on Arthur's eyes for a split second as Sterling turns away. The fear vanishes. His gaze instantly darts to Sterling's bodyguard, clocking the bulge of a concealed firearm under the man's jacket. He notes the exit points. He checks the timing of the elevator doors. It's a micro-moment of cold calculation, gone as quickly as it appeared. He isn't cowering. He is observing. He returns to the front desk, where his assistant, Sarah, sighs. "You don't have to let them talk to you like that, Arthur." Arthur just adjusts his glasses and says, "Customer service is about anticipating needs, Sarah. Even the painful ones." He retreats to his office, a small room filled with monitors, looking like a man hiding from the world. The transition to chaos is silent and terrifyingly efficient. It happens at 9 p.m. exactly. The Sapphire Gala is in full swing in the penthouse ballroom. The elevators chime, but instead of servers bringing out the next course, 6 men in tactical tuxedos step out. They move with a fluidity that screams military training. Down in the security hub, the monitors flicker. The main feed from the lobby cuts to a loop. The guards at the front entrance are approached by a delivery van. Before they can ask for ID, suppressed shots spit from the driver's window. The guards drop before their bodies even register the impact. It is brutal, clean, and completely professional. These aren't common thugs. They are a Tier 1 extraction team. Inside the ballroom, the music stops abruptly. The lead terrorist, a man named Voss who exudes icy calmness, fires a single shot into the ceiling. "Ladies and gentlemen," Voss announces, his voice projecting without shouting, "the exits are sealed. The cellular jammers are active. You are now the property of the Zenith Liberation Front." The panic is instant, but the violence is quicker. Anyone who reaches for a phone is pistol-whipped. The billionaires, stripped of their power, huddle on the floor. Mr. Sterling, the man who was barking orders an hour ago, is now weeping openly, clutching his expensive suit. Down in his basement office, Arthur sees a red light blink on his private console. He doesn't panic. He doesn't gasp. He stops typing. He looks at the hidden feed from the backup camera system, the one only the manager has access to. He sees the bodies in the lobby. He sees the heat signatures of the team securing the stairwells. He takes off his thick glasses, revealing eyes that are hard and devoid of fear. He stands up, unbuttons his blazer, and rolls up his sleeves. The nervous tic is gone. The stutter is gone. He taps his earpiece, but all he hears is static. The building is compromised. He is the only asset left on the board. The terrorists have complete control, or so they think. Voss has his tech specialist, a hacker named Cypher, plug into the hotel's main server in the penthouse. They lock the elevators, cut the landlines, and seal the electronic blast shutters on the windows. They have created an impenetrable fortress. Voss looks at his tablet, seeing the all-clear signal for every floor. But Arthur is already moving. He isn't running away. He is moving deeper into the belly of the beast. He knows something the terrorists don't. The Zenith isn't just a building. It's a machine, and he possesses the manual. He slips into the service corridor behind the kitchen, a narrow gray hallway that guests never see. While the terrorists focus on the VIPs and the vault in the manager's office, Arthur reaches the main breaker panel for the service elevators. He doesn't just cut the power. He mechanically sabotages the brakes on the freight elevator, jamming it between floors to create a physical blockade. He knows that if they control the movement, he dies. He has to dictate the battlefield. Up in the penthouse, Cypher frowns. "Sir, I'm losing connectivity with the service shafts. It looks like a mechanical failure." Voss dismisses it. "It's an old building wrapped in new glass. Ignore it. Focus on the vault codes." Arthur reaches the sub-level linen room. It's quiet, filled with the smell of starch and lavender. He grabs a master key card, the God key, which overrides every electronic lock in the hotel, including the deadbolts. He also grabs a handheld radio from a charging station, but instead of trying to call out, he dismantles it. He pulls out the copper wiring and the battery pack. He isn't trying to call for help. He is building a trigger. He looks at the ceiling schematics on the wall. The terrorists are on the 40th floor. He is on the 3rd. He has 37 floors of vertical warfare to climb, and he intends to make them pay for every single inch. Arthur needs intel. He can't fight a squad of 12 heavily armed mercenaries blind. He makes his way to the 10th floor, utilizing the narrow spaces between the walls, the maintenance chases designed for plumbing and HVAC repair. It's tight, dusty, and hot, but Arthur moves through them like a ghost. This is where his service skills come into play. He knows exactly which vents carry sound the best. He crawls to a ventilation grate overlooking the 20th floor landing, where 2 terrorists have set up a perimeter guard. He listens. He doesn't just hear their voices. He analyzes their dialect, their terminology, and their gear. Sector 4 clear. Hostiles secured, one says. Russian accents, but with a specific cadence. Spetsnaz training, Arthur deduces. Maybe Wimpel Group. Highly disciplined, but they rely heavily on comms. He watches as they rotate shifts. He times it. Every 6 minutes, they do a radio check. Every 12 minutes, they switch sightlines. It's a pattern, and patterns can be exploited. Arthur pulls out his smartphone. The terrorists jammed the cellular network, but they didn't kill the local Wi-Fi intranet used for room service automation. Arthur logs into the Guest Experience app as the administrator. He accesses the smart room features of the floor the guards are standing on. He can control the temperature, the lights, the blinds, and even the electronic minibars. He sees the guards clearly now. They are relaxed, confident. They think the only threat is the police outside, who are currently setting up a perimeter blocks away. They have no idea that the cowardly manager is currently 3 feet above their heads, counting their magazines and mapping out their kill zones. Arthur whispers to himself, his voice a low gravel. 12 targets. High-grade body armor. Standard, localized jamming. They're here for the cryptoledger in Sterling Suite, not the hostages. He realizes the hostages are just leverage. Once they get the drive, they will burn the building down to cover their tracks. He has to speed up. Arthur needs a weapon, but he doesn't use a gun. Not yet. A gun is loud. A gun tells the enemy where you are. He needs to remain a ghost. He slips into the housekeeping storage room on the 15th floor. This is his armory. To the average person, it's a closet full of cleaning supplies. To Arthur, it's a chemistry lab. He grabs a bottle of industrial-strength ammonia and a jug of concentrated bleach. He knows the mixture creates chloramine gas, deadly and silent. But he doesn't just want to make a cloud. He needs a delivery system. He finds a portable carpet steam cleaner. He empties the water tank and carefully pours in the ammonia. He rigs the nozzle with duct tape and a timer from a microwave in the employee break room. He sets the trap in the hallway of the 21st floor, right outside the freight elevator doors. He places the bleach in a fragile glass vase on a precarious stand near the steamer. Then, he triggers the elevator call button. 2 terrorists on the floor above hear the elevator motor engage. They radio in. Movement on 21. Checking it out. They move tactically, guns raised, expecting a confused guest or a stray security guard. They step out of the stairwell into the hallway. They see the elevator doors trying to open but failing. Distracted, one of them kicks a room service cart Arthur left in the path. The cart hits the stand. The vase shatters. The bleach hits the floor. Simultaneously, the modified steamer kicks on, spraying hot ammonia mist into the bleach puddle. The reaction is instantaneous. A thick, white, corrosive cloud fills the corridor. The terrorists cough, then choke, then gag violently as the gas burns their lungs and blinds their eyes. They drop their weapons, clawing at their throats. Arthur steps out of the shadows wearing a gas mask he took from the fire safety kit. He walks calmly through the toxic fog. He picks up a dropped submachine gun, checks the chamber, and disables the 2 suffocating men with 2 clean, merciful strikes to the temple. He takes their radios and their grenades. "Housekeeping," he whispers. Voss is losing patience. The accident on the 21st floor has been reported as a chemical leak, but his men aren't answering their radios. "Go see what is happening down there," he barks at his lieutenant, a massive man named Dragos. Dragos descends with a squad of 3. They find the bodies on the 21st floor. The gas has dissipated, but the scene is clear. The weapons are gone. The grenades are gone. Dragos kneels and examines the bodies. He sees the precision of the strikes. "This wasn't an accident, boss," Dragos says into his comms. "And it wasn't a cop. Someone is hunting us from the inside." Voss checks the security feed again. This time, he rewinds the footage from the 21st floor hallway camera. He sees the steam cleaner. He sees the trap. And then, for 1 second, he sees Arthur. Arthur looks directly into the camera, adjusts his tie, holds up a finger to his lips in a SHHH motion, and then smashes the camera lens with the butt of his stolen rifle. Voss explodes in rage. The manager. The little man with the clipboard. He laughs, but it's a cold, angry sound. He thinks he's a hero. "Dragos, forget the perimeter. Sweep the building. Floor by floor. Find the concierge and skin him alive. Bring me his head. The hunt is on." Arthur knows they are coming. He can hear the heavy boots sprinting down the stairs. He retreats to the 25th floor. He is herding them. He isn't just running. He is pulling them away from the hostages in the penthouse. He wants them angry. He wants them sloppy. He fires a single shot into the air to give away his position, then sprints into the unfinished renovation wing of the hotel. It's a maze of plastic sheeting, exposed wires, and concrete dust. The perfect playground for a man who knows every nail in the building. The renovation wing on the 25th floor is pitch black. Arthur has cut the main power line to this sector. Dragos and his 3 men enter, engaging their night vision goggles. The green glow of their optics scans the room. They see heat signatures, but they are confused. Arthur has turned on several industrial space heaters and scattered them around the room, creating false heat blooms that blind their thermal sensors. "Spread out," Dragos whispers. "Watch your corners." Suddenly, a deafening sound erupts. Arthur has tapped into the emergency PA system for this floor only. He blasts heavy metal music at maximum volume, distorted and screeching. The noise is disorienting, drowning out their footsteps and communication. The terrorists yell, but they can't hear each other. Then, the strobe lights begin. Arthur rigged the fire alarm strobes to flash at an irregular epileptic rate. Darkness, flash, darkness, flash. It destroys the terrorists' depth perception. They are firing blindly at shadows. Arthur is in his element. He moves in the rhythm of the strobe lights. Flash, he is behind a pillar. Darkness, he moves. Flash, he is behind the last man in the formation. Darkness, the man disappears. Arthur drags him into a ceiling crawlspace. The music is so loud no one hears the scream. Arthur uses the stolen radio. He keys the mic, overriding their frequency. Guest services here. I'm afraid we have a noise complaint. Dragos spins around, terrified. He sees his squad number dropping. He fires wildly into the dark. Arthur is nowhere to be seen. He is dismantling them mentally before he destroys them physically. He uses a nail gun connected to a compressor, firing 3-inch nails through the drywall. It's silent compared to a gun, but lethal. One by one, the hunters become the prey, taken apart by the building itself. Arthur has cleared the lower threats. He is bleeding from a graze wound on his shoulder, and his suit is covered in drywall dust and blood, but he keeps moving. He reaches the penthouse service entrance. It's time to finish this. Voss is in the presidential suite, holding a gun to Mr. Sterling's head. The hacking is done, they have the money. Time to leave, Voss says. Kill the hostages. No witnesses. Arthur bursts through the double mahogany doors. He doesn't look like a manager anymore. He looks like the angel of death. He holds the submachine gun in one hand and a flashbang grenade in the other. Room service. Arthur yells. He tosses the flashbang. Boom. The room goes white. Arthur drops the 2 guards by the door instantly. He rolls over a velvet sofa, coming up in a firing position. But Voss is fast. He grabs Sterling and uses him as a human shield, firing back at Arthur. Arthur's gun clicks empty. He dives behind the marble bar. Voss laughs, advancing. Out of bullets, little man? What are you going to do? Complain to corporate. Arthur looks around. He sees a $50,000 bottle of vintage cognac on the shelf. He grabs it. He also grabs a heavy, solid gold ice pick. Voss rounds the corner, expecting a cowering victim. Arthur springs up. He smashes the cognac bottle against the bar, creating a jagged glass dagger. He throws the bottle neck at Voss's face. Voss flinches, firing a shot that misses Arthur by an inch. In that split second of distraction, Arthur closes the gap. He doesn't use the ice pick as a knife. He uses it to hook Voss's tactical vest, spinning him around. Arthur slams Voss's head into the granite countertop. It's a brutal close-quarters brawl. Voss pulls a knife. Arthur blocks it with a silver serving tray, the metal ringing out like a gong. Arthur uses a disarming technique that snaps Voss's wrist, a move only taught in elite special forces. He sweeps Voss's legs and drives his elbow into the man's throat. I believe, Arthur pants, standing over the gasping villain. Checkout time is at 11. The sound of shattering glass fills the room as SWAT teams finally breach the windows, rappelling down from helicopters. Red laser sights sweep the smoke-filled room. Police. Drop it. Get down. Arthur drops the ice pick and raises his hands slowly. The hostages are screaming, huddled in the corner. Sterling looks up, shaking, seeing Arthur standing over the unconscious body of the most dangerous terrorist in the world. The SWAT team leader enters, weapon raised. He sees Arthur. He pauses. The laser lowers. The commander pulls up his mask. Colonel Penhaligon? Is that you? The room goes silent. Sterling blinks. Colonel. The SWAT commander holsters his weapon and walks over, shaking Arthur's hand with immense respect. Boys, weapons cold. We're clear. The wolf is in the building. He turns to the confused hostages. You folks are lucky. You were stuck in here with the man who wrote the manual on hostage rescue. Sterling stammers. But he's just the manager. I yelled at him about the champagne. Arthur wipes the blood from his lip with a pristine handkerchief he pulls from his pocket. He puts his glasses back on, instantly transforming back into the mild-mannered servant. The champagne was indeed too warm, Mr. Sterling. I'll ensure the next bottle is chilled to perfection. The VIPs stare in awe. The trash manager, the man they mocked, was the only thing standing between them and a shallow grave. The humiliation washes over Sterling, replacing his fear. He realizes the man he treated like a servant was a king in disguise. The aftermath is a frenzy of blue lights and rain. The paramedics are treating the hostages. News crews are swarming the perimeter, desperate for a glimpse of the hero. The police commissioner is there, shaking hands with the VIPs. Mr. Sterling is looking for Arthur. He holds a checkbook. He wants to pay him off, or maybe thank him, or maybe just apologize. Where is he? Where is the manager? Sterling asks a paramedic. He refused treatment, sir. Said he had to go home to feed his cat. We see Arthur walking away from the hotel, down a dark, rain-slicked alley. He has thrown his ruined blazer into a dumpster. He is walking with a limp, but his back is straight. The sirens fade into the background. He isn't waiting for the medal. He isn't waiting for the reward money. He pulls his phone out. A notification pops up. Job opening. Night manager, the Orion Hotel, Seattle. He smiles, a genuine, tired smile. He clicks apply. He was never doing it for the glory. He did it because it was his shift. And on his shift nobody gets hurt. Arthur disappears into the rainy night, a silent guardian in a world of noise.